A very warm welcome to all of you. My name is Piyush Madan and I take Political Science and International Relations for Civil Services examination conducted by UPSC. PSIR has been one of the most favorite optionals, and even AIR 1 in 2024 she opted for PSIR optional. It has been giving very good results, and undoubtedly it is a very good optional in terms of the content and in terms of how it relates to the practical life. In this particular video, I'm going to discuss with you the approach and the strategy as to how to move ahead with the optional, and at the same time I'll also tell you the book list which you can refer to if you are preparing for this particular optional. Let me first start with the approach and the strategy. Depending on who you are and where you stand in the preparation, you will have to focus on different aspects. Let me first suggest things from the perspective of a person who is a beginner. If you know absolutely nothing as to what PSIR optional is all about, but you intend to take this optional, and I am assuming that you have made the decision that you want to go ahead with this optional, then the first thing which you need to do is you need to get the conceptual clarity. There is political science component as well as international relations component to the optional. For this, you need to go for a foundation course whereby you will be made aware of the concepts, and secondly you will be provided with sufficient material which you will be reading at your end. So listening to the lectures, maybe having class dictation, and third part, which is the reading of material, that is something where you have to start. Ideally this preparation starts, if a person is attempting in 2026, then ideally this should start latest by June or July of 2025. Why is this the case? I'll tell you later on, but we want the optional to be completed by the December of 2025 if we are writing in 2026. So this is the first step for a person who is a beginner. Now if you have already done your foundation and if you have a decent idea with respect to the concepts, then the next stage is the answer writing stage, whereby you develop the skill of answer writing. And if you are a person who is a veteran who has already written the examination but wants to do more of practice, then test series is the course for you. However, I'll not be giving much time to this aspect of this aspect of the discussion, but my entire discussion will be around these two things. Now you need to understand one thing. Most of the foundation courses which are being run, unfortunately they suffer from a problem whereby they don't make you practice writing answers a lot, and this is a fundamental flaw. Why? If you are introduced to a new concept in the classroom, then you are not expected to remember every aspect of that particular concept, because the brain does not function in that way. The brain functions in a manner whereby you get familiar with the concept, maybe you write in the class, maybe you read some material at your end, and finally you end up writing some answers for that. Till the time these four aspects are not covered, and the fifth one I would say is the revision part, till the time you are not doing this, you will not be able to retain a significant portion of the syllabus. One of the biggest problems is that we are completing the entire foundation course but we still don't have confidence as to what has been done. This is because the foundation course moves at a much faster pace, and secondly the foundation course does not include the component of answer writing. So what you need to do is you need to either go for a foundation course which has answer writing, or if your foundation course does not have answer writing, then you need to find this particular course and you have to do it side by side. Ideally what is the right way of preparation is you understand the concepts, then what you do, you keep on writing answers every 10, 15 or 20 days. You write the answers, somebody checks the answers for you, gives you the review, and that is how we keep on learning, and we keep on continuing this journey for a long period of time. That's the ideal way of preparation. So once we have taken care of this, now the second aspect is how to move ahead with respect to paper 1 and paper 2. Now when I talk about paper 1 and 2, in paper 1 I have the portion of political theory and thought, which is the abstract part, and then I have the Indian government and politics part, which is largely the practical application of the concepts which we have studied here. I can also distinguish it by saying that this is the static part, and here you have some dynamism, not to a great extent, but yes. However, this part of political theory and thought, that is abstract, it is difficult, new concepts are there, new terminology is there, new thinkers are there, and in order for you to get familiar with all these things, you need to spend a lot of time with this particular portion. So my particular suggestion to you is that you first start with paper 1 part A. However, after that you need not go to this part, because you will be covering significant portions of this this part in your GS2 paper also. So what needs to be done? After doing this, you should jump to this part. Comparative politics, you will not have any idea what this is all about. Theory of IR, again you will not have what the essential subject matter is. The idea is, पहले डिफिकल्ट चीजें या पहले वो चीजें खत्म कर लेते हैं जो आपको पहली बार पढ़ने को मिलेंगी, जो आप शायद जीएस में कभी नहीं पढ़ने वाले हो, और जो शायद थोड़ी डिफिकल्ट साइड पर भी हो सकती है. ये होने वाला है ऐसा, यहां पर भी ऐसा होने वाला है. जबकि यहां पर GS2 की पॉलिटी के साथ ओवरलैप मिलेगा, यहां पर GS2 के IR के साथ ओवरलैप मिलेगा. तो ऐसा नहीं है कि वो नहीं करना है. द आइडिया इज, पहले वो पोर्शंस को जल्दी से खत्म कर लेते हैं जो न्यू है, थोड़े टफर साइड पर है, ताकि पहले उस पर जल्दी से काम कर ले और बाद में उसकी रिवीजन करें, और साथ साथ में इजियर पोर्शंस को बाद में करते जाएंगे. तो अगर इस अप्रोच से चलते हैं तो पहले ये, उसके बाद ये, उसके बाद ये, और इसके बाद ये, या फिर फर्स्ट दिस, देन दिस, देन दिस, देन दिस, नॉट अ प्रॉब्लम, कैसे भी कर सकते हैं, कोई इशू नहीं है. बट आइडियली पहले ये दोनों चीजें हो जानी चाहिए विच आर स्पेसिफिक टू पॉलिटिकल साइंस ऑप्शनल एंड दे हैव लिमिटेड ओवरलैप विद योर जीएस. यहाँ पे बहुत सारा ओवरलैप मिलेगा, बाद में भी कर लेंगे तो भी चलेगा. बट यस, व्हाट वी डू इज, हम पहले ये करेंगे, फिर ये, उसके बाद ये. क्यों? क्योंकि यहाँ पर डायनामिज्म है, और IR जिस डेप्थ में हमें करना है वो जितनी जल्दी खत्म हो जाए उतना अच्छा है, ताकि later on you are yourself equipped to add more and more things from IR to your notes. So what you do, this, third, and then fourth. Okay, so that's the general framework. Otherwise, what is being done by the students earlier has been that they start with this, they do this, they do this, they do this. And the problem with this approach is, and many students have reached out to me with this problem, that they are not confident in paper 2. They are not confident in paper 2 if you follow this approach. I personally suggest paper 2 should be started much earlier. Okay, now we come to the book list. When it comes to paper 1 part A, the paper 1 part A, which is the political theory and thought part, is further divided into 4 parts. First is the Western political thought, second is the Indian political thought, third is the political ideologies part, and fourth is the political theory part. For the Western political thought, we have a very good book, and the book is A History of Political Thought from Plato to Karl Marx by Subrata Mukherjee and Sushila Ramaswamy. You can refer to this book. It's a very good book in the sense that it is quite detailed. Most of the aspects which are asked in the paper final day, they are covered here. The only problem with the book is it does not include Gramsci and Hannah Arendt as thinkers. For that, we need to separately do things. There is another book by Brian Nelson for Western political thought. It is easy to read, with the only problem that we don't get to know when one part has finished and another part starts, because the clear delineation is not given in the book. But otherwise, it's easy to read. Now, for the Indian political thought, you have Foundations of Indian Political Thought by V.R. Mehta. I don't have the book as of now with me, but it's a good book in the sense you will get everything there, what is in the syllabus, and relatively on the easier side. The read is easier. Then we come to the Political Ideologies, an introduction by Andrew Haywood. Very, very good book. In my suggestion, you should start with this. It will develop a very good foundation for you from the political science perspective, and it will give you an insight into how you have to look at the ideologies. So it's my personal opinion that you should get hold of this book. It's a little bit on the costlier side. If you don't have access, if you can't purchase the book, then maybe you can download it and maybe get a print out of it. But it's a good book in the sense that it helps you build your concepts. Then finally, we have for political theory Rajiv Bhargav and Ashokacharya. The concepts are in depth, and they are explained. Almost all the concepts which are needed from the examination perspective are given here. The problem with the book is it's a relatively difficult read. The language is quite difficult. Many students also go for a book by O.P. Gobha. It is also a good book. You can go for O.P. Gobha also if you don't find, if you find Rajiv Bhargav very difficult. Then we come to the Indian government and politics part. I have taken 3 books. Indian Government and Politics by B.L. Fadia. This book will cover almost all aspects which are important from the perspective of examination. The Indian polity parts, they are covered here. The certain portions which are associated with the society portion, they are also covered here. And overall, I would say approximately 85% of IGP gets covered with B.L. Fadia. There's another book, The Oxford Companion to Politics in India by Neerja Gopal Jail and Pratap Bhanu Mehta. As it's an Oxford Companion, it is quite holistic, scholarly, uh, academically very sound, but it is not updated and the language is very tough. I generally don't suggest this for somebody who finds a difficult text or reading a difficult text is something which is not a cup of tea for everyone. If you fall in that category, then you may not refer to this book altogether. But if you want to do some value addition at a later stage of time, then it's a good book. India's Struggle for Independence, Bipin Chandra, that is for the portion which has overlap with modern Indian history. If you don't have this, then the 12th class NCRT by Bipin Chandra, that will also get the job done. So you don't have to separately purchase a book if you don't have this particular book, India's Struggle for Independence. So this is for paper 1, and now we reach to paper 2. Paper 2 part A is Comparative Politics and Theory of IR. Comparative politics, although is largely a static topic, but a topic which is generally a little bit difficult for students because it has not been covered very extensively in the notes. There's a book by J.C. Johari. It is a widely read book. You can read this book, or when it comes to comparative politics, the IGNOU material is also very good. The IGNOU MPS material has certain portions which are very good. Topics are explained in a lucid manner and they are holistic. Almost everything is covered. So JC Johari and MPS material IGNOU. Then for the remaining part of paper 2 part A, which is the theory of IR, especially for the theory part, we have globalization of world politics, and remaining parts of paper 2 part A, they are covered by a book again by the same author, Andrew Haywood. The book's name is Global Politics. I'll show you the books. The globalization of world politics, it looks like this for the theory part, and then for the global politics part, you have Andrew Haywood. This book is very good. I'll not suggest that again, if you have the appetite, you go for this, but you definitely go for this because this will help you with your understanding of IR in a manner whereby if you're done with this, you will be able to attempt almost everything from at least a foundational perspective with a little bit more value addition via content being done at a later stage. And finally, we come to the most dynamic aspect, which is the India and the world. One of the areas which is dreaded by the students simply because of the fact we don't have one particular book for this. And when it comes to this, we find it difficult. We explore number of resources, and later on we realize that it is an activity which has costed us a lot of time, and maybe we would have preferred some better compilations for this. Despite that, if you are somebody who is preparing for 2027, 28 and would want to read books, the Oxford Handbook of Indian Foreign Policy is a very, very good academic read on the Indian foreign policy. If you have the appetite to open this and make it your companion, that is the best decision which you can make. But let me tell you, this is very, very tough read. It is not for everyone, but it covers the portions which are asked in the examination in a manner which is academic, which will not have any political overtones, and it will give you content page. The content page of this book will tell you what all topics need to be touched if you are preparing for foreign policy. In addition to that, there are two books written by Dr. S. Jaishankar. One is The India Way, which is a relatively this book has been relatively old read now. He wrote it some time back, I think 2019, somewhere around 2019 or 2018. I'm not sure. Okay, it was published in 2020. It's a good book in the sense you will get material from the examination perspective. There's another book which has come recently, Why Bharat Matters. This is a good read, but it will not have a lot of material from the examination perspective. It gives a general overview from the India's perspective as to how we look at the world. So if you want to read it from that perspective, this is a good book. From the examination perspective, this is a better book. But the problem is, in IR, we would need to add a lot of things. And for that, in my opinion, what you can do is, one, you can purchase this Hindu book of editorials. Nowadays, Hindu is coming up with this book of editorials, and it can be handy for entire GS preparation, including PSIR for the IR part and the IGP part. As of now, this volume is from Jan to March. The another volume is going to come, and by the end of 2025, they are going to come up with the entire book also, something on the lines of this. This is the entire book which came earlier. Something like this can be purchased. Or if you don't want to go for the foreign policy, this handbook, Oxford's handbook and Dr. S. Jaishankar's book, then very recently this book has come. I am still reading it. It's a book by Rajiv Sikri, Strategic Conundrums, Reshaping India's Foreign Policy. तो पहले जो राजीव सिकरी की बुक थी वो भी यूपीएससी एस्पिरेंट्स बहुत पढ़ते थे. अभी नई बुक आ गई है, इसमें न्यू थीम्स हैं. लास्ट 10 साल में जो भी हुआ उसके ऊपर एक कमेंट्री है. आपको एक अच्छा बेस मिल जाएगा हाउ यू नीड टू अंडरस्टैंड द फॉरेन पॉलिसी. सो मे बी दिस इज बुक विच यू कैन परचेज एंड वी कैन स्टार्ट रीडिंग. अच्छा आपको इंसाइट मिल जाएगा यहाँ से. ठीक है. नाउ ऑनलाइन रिसोर्सेज फॉर दिस पार्ट. इसके अलावा और दो बुक्स लिखी हैं, मेकिंग इंडिया ग्रेट एंड फ्रॉम चाणक्य टू मोदी बाय अपर्णा पांडे. ये भी अच्छी बुक्स हैं. अगेन सब नहीं पढ़ पाओगे. अगर पढ़ना ही है कहानी के पर्सपेक्टिव से तो इंडिया वे, एकेडमिक पर्सपेक्टिव से तो टोटली ऑक्सफोर्ड हैंडबुक, और ये वाला ये भी हमें हेल्प करेगा. तो मेरा पर्सनल सजेशन होगा इंडिया वे पढ़ लो, स्ट्रेटेजिक कनंड्रम्स पढ़ लो, चल जाएगा हमारा काम. ऑनलाइन रिसोर्सेज को हम थोड़ा सा रेफर करेंगे क्योंकि हमें डायनामिज्म चाहिए अपने आंसर्स में. तो यहाँ पर ट्रेडिशनली जो स्टूडेंट्स हैं वो ORF पढ़ते आए हैं, प्रोजेक्ट सिंडिकेट की वेबसाइट को फॉलो करते आए हैं. इसके अलावा कार्नेगी की वेबसाइट को फॉलो करने आए हैं, या फिर आप फॉरेन पॉलिसी वॉच को कर सकते हैं. ये सब करना मुश्किल हो जाता है एंड इसके बिना भी हम मार्क्स ले सकते हैं. बट हाँ, इंस्टेड ऑफ ऑल दीज थिंग्स आई विल सजेस्ट मंथली आप ORF को रेफर कर सकते हैं ओनली फॉर द IR पार्ट, क्योंकि ORF पे आपको जनरल स्टडी से रिलेटेड इन जनरली भी बहुत कंटेंट मिल जाएगा. दूसरा आप क्या कर सकते हैं, अभी रिसेंटली स्टार्ट हुआ है इंडियाज वर्ल्ड. ये एक न्यू इनिशिएटिव है, ऑनलाइन प्लेटफॉर्म है, इनका मैगजीन भी आ रहा है. काफ़ी सारे रिटायर्ड डिप्लोमैट्स, प्रोफेसर्स, विद एडिटर इन चीफ बीइंग सी राजा मोहन, ये इंडियाज वर्ल्ड स्टार्ट किया है. आप वेबसाइट जाकर चेक जरूर कीजिएगा. यहाँ पर आपको बहुत अच्छी एनालिसिस मिल जाएगी एंड मे बी यू कैन ऐड दिस रिसोर्स टू योर स्टडी. तो ORF एंड दिस इज समथिंग विच आई सजेस्ट. ये सब नहीं भी करेंगे तो भी चल जाएगा. बट यस, फॉर IR क्योंकि डायनामिक है और हमें नहीं पता है कहाँ कौन से रिसोर्सेज को फॉलो करना है, तो better would be that you yourself at your end stick to these resources. The other thing, you leave it to me, because I will keep on doing this at my Telegram channel, and what you should do is you should join the Telegram channel. Okay, although it will be given in the bio of this video also, but I'm mentioning it here. So you should join this Telegram channel, and here I will keep on sharing a lot of updates, especially with respect to foreign policy, some good articles which you can read, and maybe in a less period of time you can get more out of things. Okay, so that's it guys, आज की वीडियो में इतना ही. And if you found this video helpful towards your preparation, then please do like, subscribe and give a comment. We have started a new YouTube channel, and we will be coming up with new informative uh, content from the examination perspective, but the YouTube algorithm works in a manner whereby till the time you don't like, subscribe, comment and share it with your friends, it will not bring our video to the top, and it will not help us reach a number of students which we want to. So obviously I'll need your support in this. And once again, thank you so much everyone for watching this video, and if it added some value to your understanding, then please do hit the like button and share your comments freely. You can share your comments and I'll try to address those comments also. And with this, once again, thank you so much everyone.